We are here for round 1 of the club series of GAVRA Racing. A new concept we were using. Every season will be different interesting championships with interesting rules. This season we have LMP3 together with GTE. And the head commentator for today is Hoof. Say hello to him.
Hello everybody. And if you were listening last night, sorry, you got me again. I know it's a terrible thing, but hey, we're in again. What we're going to do during the course of this 25-minute qualifying period is explain the rules a little bit to you guys. For those of you that don't know what this championship is about, I will do my level best to try and explain it to you. If you become totally and utterly completely confused, sorry, I'm doing my best, honest. Anyway, what we will explain to you, the obvious thing, as my colleague Vectro just said to you that, we've got GTE and LMP3 racing together. They are not racing in two separate championships, it is all one. All cars are treated equally on the track, so first position, whether it be GTE or LMP3, is first position per se. And that will count in terms of the points. Always the same as if all the cars were equal, so hopefully that makes sense so far. We will have 16 rounds. There will be some special rounds in that. I'll leave that for the moment. That's to be explained at a later point. But there will be some special ones to look out for, so keep your eyes peeled. Have a look on the website for the calendar. I will explain that a little bit more. Even if it's not tonight, we'll get that explained so that you know exactly what's going on. So effectively, this will not be an individual championship. It is made up of teams of 2 people. So no individual championship, only a team championship. So effectively, you're working together, obviously as a team, to try and do so. Each driver will get to drive each car during the course of the championship. The minimum number of drives you can have in each car is 6. So if, for example, you're like me and you are rubbish in an LMP3, and trust me, I'm rubbish in an LMP3, but I'm decent in a GTE. Decent in my terms, by the way, don't take that in any other way. However, so I could race quite well in a GTE. I may have a teammate who's superb and brilliant, like my sidekick here, Vectro, who's probably pretty good in an LMP3.
Probably not. No, I'm not really good at LMP3, that's why I didn't join the championship.
Same here, but I bet you're still better than me though. That's saying something. But obviously what we would still have to do is we would have to swap over. I would have to do a minimum of 6 races in the LMP3, which would mean we'd have absolutely no points whatsoever. So that's why I'm not in this championship, as we have a little look at Suki in the pink and black. Very nice livery for a young lady. Not that I'm saying that men can't have pink. I've got lots of pink. I've had pink shirts, pink tops, everything. So, but pink is generally seen as a girly thing, and so she's gone for the girly. Anyway, meanwhile, so season information, like I say, 16 championship rounds. We have 2 night races, which will be Dubai and will also be in Long Beach. The 2 special events that we'll have will be Road America and the wonderful, wonderful Nürburgring combined. So you get to do Nordschleife, which that's one of the main reasons I would have liked to have done this championship, because that is my favourite track. I keep wishing one day that I can pay my 20 euros or whatever it is to go and take my heap of a car down there and see if I can actually drive around it. But the danger is, I don't know if you know this at all, Vectro, but if you go on that track, if you crash, you actually have to pay for everybody. You have to pay for closing the track and everything. It's a few $1,000.
Oh, really now? We've got a spinner, by the way. I don't
we got
know.
a couple there. I think we had a couple. I saw a couple there. It's just knowing who it is. That's the big question.
I think it was DJ Luke. Yeah, the problem is with qualifying, you can see the dots if you're standing still, but you cannot see who it is. So you really have to just go through everyone in the track.
Everyone's just dotty. That's the problem. That's the problem we've got. So. Like
Thomas Even was, was the first out on track, but he's gone back into the pits again. That probably means he made a mistake somewhere, or he got an invalidated lap time. So he will start a second run now, and we got a first time of It Forgets, 151, really quick, and Sigrasonic on the GTE.
Yeah, so he's just done like a reconnaissance lap there, I think. Oh,
Red has disconnected. And that also means if he rejoins, he will be glitched on the timings. So we will have to keep an eye out for that.
But yeah, because re-qualifying, if they do it during practice, it has no effect. But if they do it during qualifying, it unfortunately does. The weird and wonderful thing is that it will, if you're actually racing, you get the correct standings. But the commentary team do not get the correct standings, which I find really, really odd. He's back in, which is a good sign.
Yeah, we will only know his true location, his true position on the track after qualifying is over and he's on the grid. That's the only way we can see him, and then we have to figure it out for ourselves where he is.
We can just gauge him from everybody else. If he has a good race and he's out in front, that'd be easier for us, but that might not happen. I mean, we had that, I think, last year, didn't we, with ID Forget?
Yeah, he was actually leading the race and no one had a clue.
Yeah, it was. I think you eventually fathomed it out at the time, but it was a bit of a shame, that, really, because we didn't really know until towards the latter part of the race.
I think personally, when you release a game, it just has to work. It just doesn't have. It mustn't have this kind of problems, to be honest.
No, to be honest, it's a bone of contention with a lot of things, with any technology, be it games like this, be it your mobile phones. When they first come out, they are the company's perspective on these things, and that probably goes for SMS as well with this game, is the best way of getting this game tested is by the thousands and tens of thousands of people that buy it. So effectively what happens there is people road test it, find out all the problems, all the glitches, and then of course they do little patches to iron these problems out. It's unfortunate, because when this game first came out, I'd looked forward to it for so long, just the same as you did and probably many others did, and to say I found it hugely frustrating is probably the understatement of the decade, but it promises to be superb. There's one or two other things that they can change, certainly with the championships that they've got built into the game. That promises a lot, but as you well know, when we road tested it, it was a bit of a crash test dummy, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the broadcasting mode was one of the biggest selling points. Like, look at us, we have got a broadcast mode, but it's not really working really well.
No, it would have been great for us. Don't get me. I mean, it fitted our profile, not just us,
a small update on the standings though. Rubito has just gone fastest in front of Suzuki, almost a second adrift of ID Forgets, which is quite far. We'll probably see Ethan coming to the line, probably setting his lap time now or starting a new one. I think he is finishing a lap. He'll probably jump into second or first. Into first.
That's a decent lap.
By quite a margin, I must say. By quite a margin.
He's somebody I don't know an awful lot about in terms of his racing ability, I'm going to be fair. He's one of the few that I don't really know too much about.
I can say one thing. If you do have an accident with him, he is quite outspoken and he will defend his opinion.
Which is okay. People, like, you know, there's arguments both sides of a coin there. People will always defend themselves. It's a human nature thing, whether you're right or wrong sometimes. However, there is, let's be politically correct and just say that there is a right and a wrong way of doing things.
Yeah. Well, let's focus our thing now on funny things now, like the race itself.
I'm looking at some of these boys. Obviously, I'm aware of some of the lads. Like obviously, Flayboy was racing yesterday, was he not? Filling in for somebody.
I don't. Yes, he did. Yeah. I think he's filling in now. I think he's filling in now actually, because I think he's a full-time GT3 driver. I think, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, that's his proper championship, and this is his reserve championship. Just for those of you that have watched last night as well, and might see one or two people who you've seen more than once.
Pong. Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm trying to focus a bit more on the race itself.
Yeah, that's okay, don't worry. I'm just going to explain this to a couple of people, just to say that if you are seeing one or two people who may have raced previously this week, we have one main championship that we are all in. So that is our home championship, for example. So for me, that's GT4, and for my colleague Vetro here, that's GT3, for example. Now, you can also be a reserve in another championship. You're allowed to do that. So, but you can have a maximum of 5 races in that reserve championship. Just going to see what happens with Pong here coming around, what sort of time he puts in.
The Belgian driver. I saw an onboard of him once. He was substituting for a driver in Belgium in Formula Renault, and he ran into the back of another car, and he said a very specific Dutch profanity,
which you knew,
which scared me a bit actually.
Yeah,
Red is expecting rain, by the way. Red is expecting rain. He is running with the windscreen wipers on, actually. He's just he's watching a raid.
Did he just lag and jump then, or was that me?
I think that was you. I didn't see him lagging.
Or has he just pressed the wrong button?
Yeah.
He just wanted to make that windscreen wiper work.
But we don't know where Red stands at the moment. He might well be in the top 5, but we don't know that yet. He is lagging a bit, I must say. He is quite laggy.
Yeah, he has been once or twice. But knowing him as I do, I don't know him personally, but obviously I know of his driving ability. I would expect him to be a podium fighter. I think that's a fair assumption to make.
Red is of course the champion of Group B last season of GT3 by quite a margin. Well, not too big of a margin actually with Racy. Where's Racy? He's in 6th in the LMP3. Yeah. That's 6th at the moment.
I'm expecting more from him. In truth, I saw his.
He goes into first.
Practice lap that he did. Yeah, there was a practice lap that he did which I saw, and I knew that wasn't his best lap. He did tell me what his best lap was, and I promised I wouldn't tell anyone. So I'm not gonna. I don't betray people. I
think it's fine to say now. I think it's fine to say now, just to see what his best was in practice compared to what his best is.
151.7.
Well, he does have the capability then to go into 2nd if he nails his lap.
That would have put him on the front row of the grid. So I think the practice lap that we actually had footage of was, I think, 152.9 or something like that. But he did tell me, he said, as we all do, as you did yesterday, I'm sure you don't mind saying either, that basically nobody wants to give the game away, do we? We don't want to give the game away beforehand, unless you're me, in which case my best lap's probably not going to affect anybody anyway, so it wouldn't really matter.
DJ Luke, he is last at the moment in an LMP3 car. 9 seconds off the pace. So that's. See that staying.
Again, DJ did academy with me. He's quite a proficient driver. He was certainly proficient in a GT5. I know this is a monumental shift away from GT5, but in truth, this is one of those cars. I know it's probably hypocritical coming from me, but it's one of those cars that if your driving style suits it.
Yeah, he goes into 2nd. I must say the LMP3 class is looking very, very, very close. It's all in between 2 seconds of each other. The GTE starts with 156, which isn't actually too fast, way too faster than GT3 last night, I must say.
No, it isn't actually. Yeah, there's not much in it, is there? Really? But I've never thought there's much difference between a GTE and a GT3 car.
No, the GTE cars has way more downforce into the corners.
Yeah, which I find they're better at cornering, and the only way I can compare is basically from somewhere like Monza racing a Ferrari GT3 and a Ferrari GTE, and that was
on Monza. I think on Monza the differences won't be that much.
I had a 3-second difference in a GTE between that and
Pong
a GT3.
has gone off. Pong has gone off.
Now I don't know whether he's just having a rest, because there's no damage on the front of that.
Oh, be careful rejoining.
Oh, what's happening there? Can you see him? He's bouncing. Or is
Yeah,
that just...
the problem is with that
No.
sand. If you go on that sand, you are really bouncing. That's
I've never seen
there's
that
like
before.
rocks. There's like rocks in
Yeah,
that
I haven't
sand.
seen that before. That kind of looked a bit weird.
Yeah, it
When
is.
you've never seen it before.
When you drive on
was-
this track, you have to try that. It's really weird. Anyway, 10 seconds left into this session. Even is at the moment fastest.
Yeah,
It
Ruben's
forgets also improved a bit. He was 7 tenths off. Now he's 5 tenths off. DJ Luke goes into third place, 7
He's
tenths
making
quicker
that
than his
gap
lap.
a bit smaller, isn't he? He's
Yeah.
making that gap a bit less.
Racy currently
Let's see
in
what
fourth.
Mr. Racy's doing. He looks like he's moving. He's taking a good line in there. Is he taking...
Skull has left the
We've
session.
lost FCLD. We've lost FCLD. What happened there? Has he got...
Racy
What's
goes
that?
2 tenths
What's
quicker.
Mr. Racy done there? Yeah, he's sneaking back up to where...
He is
getting
very-
closer to where...
He's very close to DJ Luke actually. Let's see the timings. Yes, he's very close to DJ Luke actually. Yeah.
It's going to be. I think this race is going to be quite tight with the LMPs. I think the difference. There's probably about a 6-second gap, 5-6 second gap between. He's back in, by the way, just in case you haven't
Yeah,
seen that.
yeah, that's the problem. Now we also can't see his times, so that's
Yeah,
gonna be a
there's gonna
problem.
be 2 people. I hope we don't get what we had last night. I mean, it's
Suki
nothing to do
is-
with us, guys. It's we lost 5 people yesterday,
Yeah.
as we see.
Well, let's
Here's
focus.
how
Let's
you
focus
get
on
to
this
see the
race now.
difference.
Suki is going into the slipstream of a BMW.
which I
She's
think
braked
was-
too late. I think. Yeah, a bit too late.
Yeah.
That's her lap gone.
Yeah,
She's actually battling.
Yeah, she needed.
Is that Bowie?
That's it. Ooh,
That is
that's what I
Bowie.
thought that was my angle, wasn't it? I think.
Bowie and Suki are having a bit of a ding-dong battle during the qualification session, which is quite interesting to see.
Yeah, I think basically, I think in reality, none of these GTEs are really going to trouble. You might get the best guys in a GTE.
I think that's why
possibly
you have
having a
to.
race with.
I think that's why you have to watch the start, especially because
Yeah, that's going to be where the action's going to happen.
because GTE will of course start behind LMP. Even if a GTE will be quicker than a LMP, for example, a GTE will be on P6, he will still start at the front of the GTE grid. So they will always start behind the LMP cars.
Yeah, they'll always be the 9th. They can't be better than 9th, can they, on the grid? Effectively,
it depends.
The LMP3s will be the front 8, won't they?
In 1 week there might be more choices for for GTE and maybe some people are missing for LMP. It's a bit changing.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be.
Thunderhead
That's a good
goes
point.
onto the line. Let's see what he can do. He can do
He's done
nothing.
okay in that car. I've seen some of his laps too in that car. And he's done quite well, in fairness. But again, the gap. Looking at Heike here, he's again proficient driver, very very studious. I'm sure he won't mind me saying that, but he's probably the most studious that I know, and that's no disrespect to anyone else. He just puts in tens of hours of practice. That's what I think Roy Castle used to say back in the day, for those people that are old enough, dedication. Very much. Which is something that we probably all have to a certain extent, because that's why we do this. We're dedicated, we enjoy it, and we do it for the good and the idea of the competition.
We've got a beautiful sunset, by the way, on the track. You can really see it.
It is, I wish it was like that here.
Yes.
I wish. But I was led to believe, maybe I've got my stats wrong a bit, but I'm led to believe this is a night race. But
Yeah, just like yesterday,
probably is,
it will go from sunset to night. The time progression is on 2 times.
That's one thing that happens in this part of the world. It does go with us. I mean, obviously, I'm saying with us. I'm in the UK. Obviously, it does tend to take a little while going into
DJ
sunset
Luke
before
is starting a lap. DJ Luke is starting a lap at the moment.
Let's see what he
Let's
does
go on the
here. See,
onboard
for
lap
me,
with him.
He brakes quite late there. He brakes quite late going
He
into
brakes
that.
very late actually. Way later than I did in GT3 at either way. This corner is really difficult. Because, oh, that's not
See,
going to
he's
that cam.
carrying that. He's carrying that. He's trying to carry that speed in. He's holding that quite well. He's got apex on. He's a bit wide.
It's really hard to get the apex on here. Here you want to prefer a wide entry and a shallow exit to get the most speed out on the track, out on the straight.
Yeah, so you can get across the track then and maintain that almost straight line out then, can't you? Which is the big difference between getting
has some action going on. Red is behind the Ferrari.
So we're just into the last 5 minutes now. That's your 5-minute countdown. Now is where it should get tasty. Now is where people will, even those that are sat in the pits, like Thomas Ethan, ID Forgets, Razy Real, Sigrosonico, Pong there, sat in the pits. They might be just doing their last minute little tweaks, maybe, quite possibly, as we look at Red.
Yeah, Red has to back off there.
He's backing off, yeah,
he doesn't want to ruin the lap of the Ferrari.
He's carrying a lot of fuel.
28.
28.
Yeah.
I would have thought some of these guys now, with the last sort of 4 minutes out, have got 2-3 laps at best. See again, you look at SCLD here coming out. He's got enough fuel probably for one hot lap, as he does a nice bit of drifting there. But I don't know whether that's enough for a lap, if I'm honest, but we'll find out. So what did DJ 152, 124. That's the third place. The LMPs are quite tight. There's not much in these LMPs at all, as you said before.
Yeah, first there's a 5/10 gap. Then there's another 5/10 gap, and then between third and fourth.
We're not even including Red in that.
Yeah, we don't know where Red stands at the moment. His lap times are unfortunately clipped. Yeah.
It's a pity we can't see his lap even in isolation. Unfortunately, there's just no way of seeing that, which is a pity. But we'll know in the race because we'll be able to gauge where he is in proximity to everybody else. So that should help us. And any of you guys at home that are watching this, obviously, if you got any pointers, if we missed anything, it's on the chat. Put it on there. I will see it, honest, at some point. In the meantime, let's have a look at Suki. Let's see. See again, she breaks a bit earlier coming in tonight. She's going to take the apex, taking it a bit wide, but still got. See, this corner I found awkward. If I really hit the pedal at the metal on that corner, I go too wide.
It's actually quite easy corner to get right, because you only have to lift off the throttle a bit, go on the inside and just let it slide to the outside. It's not a really hard corner to get right. If you know what you're doing.
There's a few of these corners. A lot of people go wide into this one that Suki's just done there, which I didn't quite. When I watched Mr. Razy Real doing that, he comes into that corner really, really wide, but it gave him a really good line out and gave him some really good speed coming through the corner that Suki's just come through, which I think was turn 15. I think this is turn 16 coming in, and he really had some good speed coming through there. He carried it quite well through the last 3 quarters.
Suki lost 3/10 in the last sector there. That's unfortunate.
That doesn't surprise me. The way that she went around that corner there, she didn't apex it, so she probably couldn't go round. I think Marcos is just taking it easy, looking for maybe one final last lap, but again, still carrying 33 litres of fuel. Why? That's what I always wonder. Why? I mean, if I'm doing qualifying, what I tend to do, I try and leave it with I've got 3 laps worth of time left, and I'll put 3 laps worth of fuel in. Out lap, then try and go for a hot lap, just in case I fudge that one up. I've got enough for one more. And that's pretty much all I do at the end.
Yeah, let's try to focus a bit more on the race itself now. We only got one minute left in the session.
We are 1 minute and 12 seconds. See if anyone makes any changes. Well, at the moment it's looking like Thomas Ethan, ID Forgets, DJ Luke and Mr. Razy Real. I think those 4 are done, because it's not worth them coming back out. They're not going to get time. So basically it's up to Marcos here, who's just going to go into a last lap at the death. Ruberto Diaro, if he's got time. Which
I think he might be on a lap. Yeah, he is on a lap. He is 3/10 up.
Yeah.
Let's see what he will do into the last sector.
This might have a say. He might have a say. He's 1.6 down as we talk.
If he keeps on his progression in the lap, he might nick 5th place. And if he can improve, maybe even 4th.
Might be a tall order to make up 0.6, but you never know. It's been done. He had a decent line.
I'm really curious to see where Red stands. 5 tenths up, 5th place for Rubito.
He did well there.
Now, is Marcos on the lap? I think he might be. I think he might be on the lap.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. As he came round the bend just before the start-finish straight, you could tell he was in position for it. So he's hoping to maybe
braking really deep into the corner.
That probably wasn't the best corner, but then again,
I think that was quite decent, to be honest. Let's see what he will do in this corner.
Wide as I thought. I thought he slowed
missed the
himself
apex
down
here,
by
though.
not taking it wide. He does take them quite narrow, doesn't he?
Let's see what his split time will be. It will be. It doesn't say. So it will be a complete surprise. It will be a complete surprise for us.
But he's gonna. Let's see. So he takes those really narrow. Again, whether that's a format that works for him, I don't know, if I'm honest. Or whether he's just sort of decided, you know what, I maybe don't think this is the one for me.
Yeah, he missed the apex a bit there.
Let's see. Is he going to move himself?
No, he's not. No. Well, he did improve his time. Actually, he did improve his time, but not enough.
Ah, but that's okay.
So he wasn't on an improvement.
Yeah, must have been a
Now he also
change.
finished.
There we are. We're done. So, after you.
Right, Thomas Even takes pole, ID Forgets 2nd, DJ Luke 3rd, Racy Real in 4th, Ribito 5th, Marcos 5th, 6th, Tsuki 7th, now the GTE class, Sig 1st, Thunderhead 2nd, Hiker 3rd, Flayboy 4th, Lonnie is in 5th, Bowie is in 6th, Pong is in 7th, Scald in 8th and Red, about Scald and Red we don't actually know. Scald and Red we don't know, so it will be a complete surprise. We will see now, actually.
I think it'd be easier.
Red is in 2nd.
To see where Red is.
Red is in 2nd. I can confirm.
Right, yeah, good. That does not surprise me at all, if I'm honest. Which is,
and Scald is 15th.
We did call that earlier, in all fairness.
We've got a nice shot of the rear of the cars here.
Yes, we've got a 2 minutes for last minute things for people to decide on fuel. Another thing that we haven't mentioned yet, and I'll say that really quickly while these guys are doing that, is we are manual pit stops. That is one change that we've done this time round. All pit stops are manual. So pit limiters on, if you forget, and you're over the 37 mile an hour or 59 kilometers an hour, then oh dear, you're racing over
I've had that
quickly.
yesterday. I went outside of the pits. I forgot to engage my pit limiter and I speeded off full speed into the pit lane. Right, with the start, will I do the start segment or will you do the start segment with commentary?
I don't mind. I'm happy to do it. I don't mind.
Alright, I will try to keep up with the cameras as good as I can.
Yeah,
let's run through the different fuel. Thomas Even, 75 liters, same as I did yesterday. Red a little bit less.
To do that.
85 for ID Forget. Also for DJ Luke. Racy also 85.
Driving
85,
style
85.
Is that maximum, by the way? Is that maximum in these, do you know?
I have no
85.
idea. Let's see.
I don't know myself, I've got to be honest.
84 for Hiker in the GTE class. Flayboy almost 90.
Wow.
A lot of difference. A lot of difference.
65.
Alright, let's get ready for the start.
The different pit strategies. This is going to be the strategy. So anyway, the lights are up. We're ready to rock and roll. 3, 2, 1. Off we go.
Thomas Even doesn't go.
Oh, Thomas Even hasn't started. Oh my god.
There's a big pile up. Oh my dear lord.
Oh my god. That is an absolute debacle. That is...
ID Forgets us upside down. Sig is in there.
Amazing.
Where is Even then?
Upside down. Oh my god. I don't know
Rubito lost it as well.
He just didn't start.
Racy, well, I think Red is in first. Yeah. Red is taking the lead. Tsuki in fourth then.
You think you're right there because we got... Obviously I know the icon is showing Racy is in first, however, that is not where we are, I don't think. Yeah, Thomas Ethan is still on there. As far as I can see, there is one dot still on there, and I'm assuming that's him.
Sig has heavy damage. Lonnie also has some damage, I think.
There's going to be
Ethan has got going again. Did he have an issue with the steering wheel, maybe? Marcos is heavy damage. Marcos is heavy damage.
Yeah.
You could actually see his legs. You could see his legs there. Red is in first. I think you can. You actually see his legs there. Look at that.
You can see his blue feet.
Scald. Oh dear. Ethan's teammate, I think.
The pits are going to be busy. Without sounding horrible to Ethan, I think there's going to be a few stewards.
Well, we don't know if it's his fault yet. We don't know if it's his fault yet. It might be a technical issue. We will have to investigate that.
But something didn't happen there, didn't it? That's quite blatant. Something didn't happen. Now, according to our graphic, we have Razy Real in the lead.
Razy also has the pits.
He's just gone into the pits. Yeah, because he was immediately, I think, behind Ethan, and I think he hit him. So he must have some damage, even though he's not done bad there. But he might have been struggling and thought, you know what? It's early in the race. Let's go into the pits now. I think we're going to get a few.
Yeah, Sig also has the pits.
Yeah.
Heavy damage on that BMW there. Pong stays out.
A 6 car.
Even obviously also.
Yeah, he's coming in. He's probably got. Yeah, and Lonnie's coming in.
Marcos, well, 100%.
He's got to come in, surely. He's got to come in, has he?
Look at how busy it is in the pits.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Nobody's going to stop. Nobody's going to not start on purpose. I don't know anyone on this planet who would do that. So
even out of pole position, really bad luck for him.
Yeah.
He just ran over some other speed crew.
Yeah, he wouldn't. You wouldn't do that off pole position. You wouldn't do it off anyway, but you certainly wouldn't do it off pole position. Some of these pit stops are going to be quite long, I think.
Yeah, and this will actually mess up. This will actually mess up all of the strategies people have worked for. Yeah. DJ Luke into second. Red is in first. As you can see here, his timings are glitched, but he is in first. We can confirm.
Yeah,
DJ Luke second. Suki in third.
So we got Suki. Yeah, Suki's third.
Playboy in a GTE car in third position. Actually fourth, must I say. Which is quite interesting.
When you say that, you've got. I think you've got most of the GTEs occupying the top positions at the moment, apart from the front three.
Well, I did say they will get mixed up at the start, but it did get a bit more mixed up than I actually anticipated.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really thought it was going to be that mixed up, did they?
There was actually cars upside down. Where's ID for Gets? I saw him upside down. I think he has retired. He has retired, I can say.
Yeah, which is a travesty from his perspective.
Because it isn't allowed. It isn't allowed to. Also, Rebito goes in now. It isn't allowed to reset.
I thought he went. Yeah, exactly. So if you're upside down, you are. What can you do? Unfortunately, in this game, there is no feasible option to get out of the car and.
Yeah, but you can also have a choice, or you can risk a penalty, or you can just say goodbye to your race. So you could risk it to.
I suppose from his perspective, he didn't want to, and I'll say this loosely, cheat.
Yeah.
And I do say loosely because in that perspective, that is probably the only time I can think of where you've got no other option.
Ethan has got a penalty. Ethan has got a penalty. Yeah. Let's see how much. 3 seconds.
Yeah, he might have thought.
It might be for corner cutting.
Had he done that, he may have had an issue there. As we just see Razy going past Thunderhead, I think that was.
Thunderhead, indeed.
Yeah. I just know he's in the atmospheric car, so that's why I knew. But in fairness, so that's gonna. Hiker's just gone into the pits. Yeah, I do forget it's disconnected. It's just
Hiker also in the pits. Also heavy damage on the Ferrari.
Yeah, it's. I think there must have been a good half a dozen at least cars involved in that. It was the backward domino effect, unfortunately.
Racy
so this will be interesting.
Overtakes Bowie. Bowie lets him pass. He knows the LMP is faster.
Yeah, it's certainly got the better traction going into those corners, even though there's no assist on this car, but just basically the design of the car. And gives it that much more downforce and so forth going into the corners. The acceleration of the LMP3, if you see these two cars, if you see a GTE and an LMP3 together, and you see the acceleration of the LMP3, you know full well when they lap 6 seconds faster.
Yeah, on the straights they're quite similar when they get up to speed, but out of the corners and into the corners, the LMP really beats the GTE car. That's where they make the difference. Rubito's gone off again, I think.
But I think there's a few people here. He's still got damage, or is it a case of this is the thing with the manual pits. And again, I don't know whether this is going to be.
Bowie has spun.
Bowie spun. I don't think there was anyone else involved in that.
You see Rubito, not Rubito. Who's behind him? That might be.
See there. Who's coming past there? Was that
Marcos?
No.
Oh yeah, he's left, isn't? Yeah, he did get a new nose cone of the team.
Yeah.
He got a new nose cone. We cannot see his legs anymore.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen that in a race.
No,
that was different.
First time for everything.
Oh, what's happening to DJ there? No, it's alright. I just saw he was slowing right down coming into that. I just think we just caught him at the lowest point of the corner. So let's have a look in on the bonnet of Mr. Thomas Ethan as he's coming down into there. So we've got him in 8th. He's obviously got a penalty in there because I can see the little red.
Yeah, he got a 3-second penalty. It might be for speeding in the pit lane, or corner cutting maybe, or the first corner incident. I don't think so. He got it way later, so I don't think so. He got it way later.
Right, yeah, I didn't notice that if he got that later on. So here comes Pong, just about to try and overtake an LMP3, maybe. That
it is possible.
It's certainly doable, definitely. As we look at Bowie there.
Rubito also has a penalty.
Is he chasing Pong there?
No, not 3.
Yeah, what's he got?
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
What's he done?
I have no idea. Might be pit related.
Yeah, it could be for a 10-second. You don't normally get a 10 for your first. Oh, where's Bowie going?
Pong. Yeah, Bowie. Pong goes a bit wide.
Yeah, Pong, sorry. Yeah. I'm getting carried away now. I think this has turned out not to be quite the race I expected. Within the first 5 seconds it turned out to be not quite the race I expected.
Red still leads comfortably, I imagine. Yeah, he's in the back straight now. DJ Luke is now entering the straight.
Was that saying he had like a 10-second lead? I'm not sure. But again, that graphic's probably not true to form, is it? In all fairness.
Pong on Bowie, or Bowie on Pong.
So we're looking. So yeah, Pong there in the Ford GT.
Yeah, Pong tried to re-overtake Bowie. Pong tried to re-overtake Bowie on the straight after his slight detour.
Yeah, ever so.
Yeah.
See, look at Bowie's line. Look at Bowie's line. It's
way shallower. A lot shallower.
Yeah, very. See, Pong will probably take him through here if he takes this.
Do we have any questions in the comment section, actually?
That's the thing that I'm just trying to get into on here. I'm literally just going to get into something on here so I can have a look at some of these guys. It's been eventful, hasn't it? There's no two ways about that. It's certainly been an eventful race so far. Of that, there is no doubt whatsoever. So what I'm just going to do is use my wonders of technology to bring up something else in on here. So we can, and I can mute that because we don't really want to hear me again. Hearing me once is enough. So let's have a look.
In the meantime, Tsuki has caught up to DJ Luke for 2nd place.
Yeah, she's up on the back of him. She's up at the back of him here.
Yeah, she's really pushing.
Of a second. She is.
There's 3 different battles. Tsuki on DJ Luke, Racy on Flayboy, which is actually heating up more.
Yeah, he's just.
Flayboy's in a GT car though, and Pong on Bowie. Yeah. But let's keep our eyes on Tsuki now, who is really catching up to DJ Luke.
This is a battle at the minute. This is the battle at the moment. And again, DJ's just managed to push that gap out a little bit more to over the 2nd mark, but again, that's going to be at different points in the track. just to see where. This is a point where Suki likes to brake a bit late sometimes. Watch her brake early now, I've said this. Commentator's curse. There you go, she's trying to brake a bit late and get the...
A bit late? She's really great on the brakes there.
She does, doesn't she? You think she's not going to brake and she brakes late. But that's possibly where she's going to gain some yardage, I think.
Yeah, also we got to keep two eyes on Pong and Bowie. And Red, what is Red doing?
SCLD's got some serious damage on that Ferrari.
Yeah, I think still from the first corner pile-up. First, well, not even corner.
Yeah, because he has...
6 stands now. It's 6 stands and she's really close.
Yeah, she's right on the back. She's right in the back there, DJ. She's going to test DJ's bottle here. She's certainly going to test his metal. Because coming into this straight, she might be a little bit far out to get the slipstream straight off. No, she's going to brake late again.
If she gets a good exit here, she might get a good run.
Yeah, she might be too far. Oh no, she's starting to catch.
Yeah, she's catching up.
Yeah, she is. She's got it now. She's got it now.
Not
she's
yet.
Got it now. She's come really wide though. Is she going to? No.
Not yet. No.
I think she had a look and thought. No,
the problem is in that corner. The inside line is the wrong line. You are better off at the outside. Yeah.
Because if you go, it's not just that corner, it's what comes after, isn't it? Here you go, she'll try and outbrake him in, and get the better line coming out of here, which is going to go, oh no, she's not gone the way I thought. I thought she might have come narrower into that.
Yeah, that's a corner, you can only follow the car in front. You cannot really gain or lose any speed there.
Yeah, DJ took a good one. There's somebody in front there in a GTE, I think.
Yeah, a left car. That's a left car.
Yeah, whether that'll play a part here, because it's going to be toward the corner. So is the lap car just going to slow down and let them take?
It's Thunderhead, I think.
I don't know.
No, it's not. It's a Ferrari.
No, it's a Ferrari. Is that a CLD?
That might be Scott, yeah.
I think he was trying to move out there. It was not the best place.
A bit interesting place to do that. It was called. It wasn't.
Yeah, it
wasn't.
I thought it was.
No, it wasn't.
Oh no, it wasn't him. It was Hiker. You're right.
Was it Hiker?
They both look a bit worse for wear, don't they? Bless them.
Yeah.
Like a couple of drunks coming out of the pub. They look bad.
And as a result, Suki has lost again a lot of sense.
She's only 0.7, 0.8.
Pong has overtaken Bowie. Bowie has made a mistake. Bowie has made a mistake, and Pong is back through.
He's got in there, so Pong's now shifted up. He's moved up to 6th. This is quite well scattered now.
Well,
not
actually,
in the way that we maybe
a net
thought.
7th actually, a net 7th because, well, Red is still in there.
Of course, no, he's not yet. He will be because we've got Red.
We will just call it 6th and 7th to make it more easy, but then just count one up to it because Red is in the lead.
Everything +1.
Everything +1. Otherwise, it's too hard to keep track of it all.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let's have a look at Suki again. She's lost a bit of ground. She's a second behind at this point in time, but I think it's a case of when, not if. I do think she's going to pass.
She does show a lot better pace at the moment.
So have we got SCLD now?
Yeah, I think it is. It has to be.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It had to be this time, didn't it? The thing is, have you ever seen two teammates' cars look identical? Not just in
They're
livery,
not teammates.
But in terms of damage.
They're actually not teammates. Because
the cars look the same. Oh, one's got green and one's got blue, hasn't it?
Yeah, and a team always consists of an LMP and a GTE.
Of course they are, yes. Me being silly again, ignore me completely. I'm going back to bed.
Pong on Bowie again. Bowie has gone back past.
Here he goes. This is a good little battle, isn't it? It's a bit of a to and fro, isn't it?
We have missed how Bowie got back past Pong, but now Pong is on the back of Bowie again.
Personally, I think Pong must have made a bit of a mistake there, but he's got the better line. Bowie, no offence to him, and I'm sure he'll explain this at some point. He has some really odd lines. I don't know whether he's glitched there or whether he just lost it. He's just he's just lost it there, but he's got it back. He's closed the door, I think. The thing is, he'd lost all traction. He'd lost all power there. So
he lost the back end a bit. Suki is...
Yeah,
Suki's going for a move.
She's got it this time. She has to have it this time. Yeah, she's got it. She's got it.
She got a worse line though.
That's a good move. That's a good move. Is she gonna? Yeah, she's held that line. I think.
Yeah, she held it. Beautiful.
Compensated really well for that. In fairness, because she would have had to have compensated for that coming in, because she came in so narrow there. But I think
to clarify, that was not for the lead. That was for second place. Red is leading currently.
It's for second and third. Unfortunately, we don't know Red's
pace.
Leading gap. It looks as if it looks significant. I think.
Red has broken a headlight.
I'm trying to look at the map. I'm trying to look at the map just to give, because I can see where Red is and I can get some gauge on that. Yeah, I mean Suki's starting to pull away a little.
Yeah, DJ Luke tries to gain some ground here. Pong has fallen back. Pong has fallen back behind Ethan.
Yeah, he's dropped in there. He's lost a bit of ground.
Ethan is flashing his lights. The GTE cars. The GTE cars don't have to get out of the way. The LMP cars just. It's still a team effort. So DJ Luke is close to Suki.
Oh, they're alongside. They're alongside. Oh, who's going to give? Oh no, she's got it. Is he going to come back?
He's going to come back, I think. Oh, Suki's gone wide.
Now, whether she went wide thinking he was closer, I don't know. But this is a little ding-dong again. A good little battle.
Now, in the meanwhile...
Have you noticed it's not showing us in the proximity that the two cars are close to one another?
Yeah, but that's only... that's a driver preference. We can't see that on the stream.
Is it?
Well, we can't see that on the monitor. That's just something you have when you're driving.
Because I saw it all yesterday.
Really? Maybe because...
Yeah, seriously.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to find that one out. We'll have to find out why that is. I found that really helpful, actually. I used to think it meant that somebody had an invalid lap until somebody... It might have been you that told me. Somebody told me that actually, no, it means that there are two cars close to one another. Oh,
that's the yellow triangle.
Yeah, the triangle with the exclamation mark in it.
Yeah.
And I thought it meant somebody had an invalid lap as Suki's looking to come back again.
No, it means the car behind is a bit closer, or someone is about to set a faster lap time in quali.
Yeah. What's happened there?
Thunderhead goes out of the way of Even. This makes me doubt, do GTE cars have to get out of the way of LMPs? I wouldn't imagine, because it's not a driver championship, it's all team based.
They don't have to. Every car is equal on this track. Nobody.
DJ Lucas lost it.
Suki, DJ's gone.
DJ Lucas lost it, and Suki goes into second.
So she's got a 6-second gap on. That's going to take
Rubito has lost his rear wing.
From DJ.
Rubito has gone into the wall backwards.
Yeah, I wonder if that's really going to have a major effect on his aerodynamics. It's
well, he doesn't have a rear wing, mate.
No, it's just yeah. That looks. That's one thing I wasn't sure of actually. Bowie's in the wall. Oh, Bowie's gone again. He's.
He lost it there, probably on the curbs, and then you can get into a oversteering moment. When the car bounces over the curbs, when you get too much curb, it will bounce, and it will lose all grip, and it will just head into the wall.
The back end decides to go on a different trajectory to the rest of the car, which means only one thing: there's a wall coming.
Yeah,
unfortunately, I know that well.
Rubito has also hit the wall. People are losing concentration a bit. Maybe because the drivers have to adapt a bit more, because it's getting a bit darker.
Yeah, so we're looking at Red. So where's Red on the track?
Let's see that later. I think Scald is having a battle with another Ferrari of Hiker.
These two, are they on the same lap? They must be. Yeah, they are on the same lap, aren't they? Yeah, they are.
Yeah, Scald's timers are glitched. Scald's timers are glitched.
Yeah, Suki and... Yeah, of course he has. He's the second one with the glitch, isn't he?
Yes.
Of course, yeah, because he hasn't even started the race yet, the same as Red. But we know they have, really. So anyway, just to explain to everybody, if you're wondering how many laps we're doing, we're not. Well, we are, but it's effectively a 90-minute race. You might be able to see at the top of the screen, it says the time remaining. Hiker's going to go. Hiker's going to go. They're going to hit. They're going to hit.
Yeah, he's going to hit.
That's a side swipe there. Don't think anyone's come off too badly.
I think that
Mr.
might be
Racy.
Racy. That's Racy indeed.
He's coming up alongside. Yeah, he's going to take a wide line, I think. He's going to make sure. Well, in fairness, I think he moved out there. I think he moved out. Or is he
Bowie
looking to
is in the
come back?
meantime into the pits because of his crash.
Yeah, he must have had suspension damage. He had to have
I do believe that was Hiker's fault a bit. I think he could be a bit more on the brakes there.
Did he go a bit narrow? Or was he coming out a bit far, or was SCLD Scald a bit narrow? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. He's lost the back.
Actually, Scald went a bit wide, and Hiker thought he saw a gap, and there wasn't one.
Yeah.
Bowie is gone out again, and Scald actually has to pit, or for a scheduled pit stop, or for damage because of that incident. I do not hope for that, because that will be
early for a scheduled.
That will
be 22 minutes in, isn't it?
That would be detrimental to Hiker's race, because it will mean he will probably get a penalty, an LLP, which means an RRP, a race result penalty. If you damage someone during the race and get out of it correctly yourself, you will get a race result penalty, and that will affect the result you got on the race. Well, Marcos is behind Bowie, and Bowie spun again.
Bowie's gone again. Oh my god!
Bowie spun back actually.
He's not having much fun today. He's not having much fun.
The balance of that BMW. Watch out! Bowie. You gotta watch out, mate, when you join the track.
You gotta see these cars coming in. You gotta see these Rubito.
Yeah, Rubito. Did he hit him?
What's he done there? What's going on there?
What's going on with Marcos?
Stopped. Marcos stopped.
They're all afraid of Bowie.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure now. Was that just?
Why is Bowie flashing his lights? It was all his fault.
Yeah, was that just good sportsmanship? I think the Marcos didn't want to take advantage of that. But
I do not know.
I'm just trying to watch the replay because I've got the stream which is running a few seconds behind, just to see if I can see anything from there, and I couldn't really tell. Well, I don't think Marcos had a part to play in that, but it looked to me as if he was.
Yeah, Marcos gone wide and also has Rubito. Do they have damage? Something is going on with their cars.
Yeah, I mean I can't see any on Marcos. I mean, you can certainly see it on Rubito's, but.
We could see it on Marcos, but his legs are now covered again.
Yeah, he's definitely got legs. Definitely, we can certainly say that.
Marcos is now looking way past Rubito.
And I think he's going to.
Yeah, it's brave to do it in this corner.
Yeah, he's going to. No. Oh, in fairness, that's good clean racing. I think Marco's backed out of that. I think it was a bit of both there.
Rubito defense.
I think he knows he's got him. He's got the run on him, I think.
Yeah, he goes on the cutback. No, he doesn't. He goes to the outside. They will go side by side on the straight here.
But he must have had the better line there.
Rubito obviously with the low arrow setup.
yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, what's gonna happen? Yeah, I think he accepted that he didn't have the straight line speed there, because if he's missing that spoiler off the back, then that's got to affect his downforce. That's got to affect his downforce into that. To be honest, he's still driving without it.
I do not think the game actually registers that as a rear wing damage, and he doesn't have any downforce at the rear anymore. But the car just will feel a lot different, or it will like pull to one.
The balance has got to be different, hasn't it?
Bowie has lost it again, I think. He's dropped way back to Rubito and Marcos. I think he's lost it again.
Fairness, I think he's had more spins than I did last night. Trust me, that's saying something. As we watch CLD, is he going to give ground here? He should be giving ground here, surely.
That is Ethan behind him, isn't it? It's two teammates then. It's two teammates.
Oh yeah, of course they are. Yeah. So he's just probably letting him go on the straight there. Is Ethan slowing down? I know he's slowing down to come into the corner, but he just didn't seem to be going that fast going past. I was expecting the pass to be quicker and cleaner than that.
Well, no risks, I imagine.
Yeah. You don't want to do that with your teammate, do you? That's not the cleverest thing on the planet today.
Right, a small race update. Red is currently leading. All the way up. We gotta go to Suki in second. DJ Luke in third. Racy in fourth. Playboy first for GTE. Actually.
Yeah, which is a good run. That's a really good run into fourth, nay fifth, as we're gonna say.
Yeah.
But in fairness, in a GTE, that's good timed.
Even is currently fifth. Even is currently fifth in LMP.
Yeah, he's got time though. The good thing in inverted commas with a race like this, you've got a 90-minute race. If something happens early doors, and you hope it's going to happen early rather than late, but if something happens early, assuming that you can keep clean the rest of the race, then you've got a fair amount of time to be able to try and redress that balance, which I think is probably what Ethan's going to try and do.
Indeed.
It'll be a battle for him though.
I do think Bowie is currently a bit of a hazard on the track. He was really slowing down in front of the view of Ethan, and that meant he had to flash his lights like avoid me, because I can't get out of the way for some reason.
Yeah, I think sometimes, and again, you could probably explain this one as well a little bit. Sometimes in a car, if I'm a car being lapped, unfortunately it does happen to me. I wish it didn't, but it does. But if I'm a car being lapped, what I tend to do, if I'm on a straight, I'll move off the racing line. Wherever I can, I'll move off the racing line. If it's coming into a corner, I'm not going to do anything, because sometimes that's even worse. Because if the lapping car takes evasive action thinking I'm going to go wide to come past you, and you think I'm going to move out of the way and go wide, a disaster happens. So I think sometimes, if in doubt, stay on the line you're on. But if you're in a straight like that, under blue flag conditions, it's simple. Shift. Move off the line. It's not hard to do. Move off the line. You don't have to brake. Just take your foot off the gas. The car that's going past you, the lapping car that's going past you, gets the same
has gone to
pass.
the pits again, I think.
Yeah,
it was Rubito. Oh, he has massive damage.
Oh, yeah, he's
probably going for a new rear wing. Suki has lost it.
What's Suki doing? What's Suki doing?
She's disconnected.
She's disappeared.
She's disconnected.
No.
That's a shame.
She's
Bowie is flashing at Rubito. Did Rubito do something? And
there must have been something there. They're both going in together.
Suki disconnects from second place, third place, must I say?
Yeah. So that brings Mr. Razy up into third, onto the podium. That brings Thomas Ethan up into fourth.
Yeah, great recovery from him.
Yeah, considering the start he had, if he gets a podium or better, I mean, don't get me wrong, he's 49 seconds behind Aaron, behind Razy, as Marcos goes. He's 49 seconds behind Razy.
Goes
past. There's still some work to do.
He goes past Lonnie. They are teammates. I don't think this is part of their strategy, though.
No, I can't see that. You'd think it'd be the other way around.
Can you check for me, by the way, who is the teammate of Red?
Whose teammates? Let's have a look on here of Red 1528. I'm just jumping straight in on here so I can have a look and see, because we got Thomas Ethan there, Evelyn DJ. Red is with Siggy, with Mr.
Oh, there's a car on the wall.
Yeah.
Lonnie's in the wall.
Oh, Lonnie, what have you done?
The whole tire barrier exploded on him.
Yeah, that was. That's not. I think he's come out of that all right, though, hasn't he?
I don't think so. They are soft foam barriers, so it might not be too bad. You said Sig, wasn't it? Yeah, he's currently in 7th in GTE. I think there will be decent points for that team.
Yeah, they're gonna put it together like that.
Who is teammates with Racy? Can you check it out?
Got a penalty as well, hasn't he? Did you say his was a 3 second? Was his a 3 second penalty? And Rubito's was 10, wasn't it? Oh, 11 now for Rubin.
11.
He's gained another second. He's gained another second from somewhere. He's accumulating penalty points like, I don't know, like an Easter rabbit gains all the Easter eggs.
He's collecting them.
Yeah, he's certainly doing that. He's doing quite a good job. As was that Pong letting Ethan through? No.
I think that might be.
Was he?
No. Yes, Lonnie.
No, Lonnie
One of the HLB cars.
Oh yeah, he's got some damage on the right side there, on the right hand side, the right front driver's side.
Did the car just go wide into that corner? I thought so. No, it didn't.
So where's Siggy? Siggy's 7th, 8th.
We've lost another driver, I think.
We've lost.
We have lost another.
With three people down.
Who did we lose?
Down.
There's a car into the pits. There's a car in the pits, but I can't see who.
Yeah, and it's not telling me on there. It's not telling me on there. He's in the pits. He's not on the graphic.
We have to figure out who that is.
Yeah, we'll have to try and work that out, man. So
who is it?
So we see. We're looking at red. We can see. We're looking at red. We can see DJ. Right. Have we got? We've got Marcos and Lonnie still out on track, haven't we? I'm just trying to have a look at everybody. Marcos, Lonnie, I can see 9-10. Suki, obviously, unfortunately, we lost. Thunderhead, have we still got Thunderhead? Yeah, we've still got Thunderhead in 5th, which would be 6th. Rubito and Pong. Pong's still there. Rubito's still there. Mr. Razy Real is most certainly still there. Thomas Ethan is still there. SCLD is still allegedly at the back, but we know he's not because he's there. Obviously, Bowie's
Lonnie
racing
and Playboy
for...
are going in.
Where's Bowie? Where's Bowie?
I think Bowie. Yeah, Bowie.
Gone.
We have lost Bowie.
Bowie's gone. I wasn't sure. DJ obviously is still there. So we've lost. Obviously, the unfortunate Suki.
Yeah, that's really bad for Suki. I really.
That's as bad as Hayo last night, isn't it? That's an unfortunate one. It's immensely frustrating.
She was running so well. She was in 2nd place.
Yeah, there's absolutely nothing you can do. And in fairness, I've watched the race LMP3 before, and in fairness, she's more than proficient.
She's really fast.
Yeah, she's.
Scald is having action. Marcos is having some action.
Yeah, they're all.
Marcos is coming up behind Hiker. I think Hiker might let him pass. And Red is coming behind. Behind Scald? Behind Scald.
Yeah, Scald. Yeah, he is. Well, stop racing for crying out loud. You're not on the same lap. Let him go.
They might be on the same lap.
He's just going to break at the end. Is he going to break at the end? Yeah.
Oh, well.
I thought he was going to. That was. I mean, he might have been slipstreaming him there for the extra, which I think is what he's trying to do. But a bit risky.
Let's see, Marcos will.
Here he goes.
Hey, Hiker was defending a bit.
Yeah, that's what I expect of it. Oh. See, if you notice, he pulls out, but the minute the slipstream is gone, it's almost like he lost a bit and then gained it back again. Unless he's backed out and let him go there, because it for all intents and purposes, as he pulled out, you thought it was going to be a quick, simple pass. But
what has happened to Red?
A delay. There's
something happened there.
He's got a light out. He's got a light out, hasn't he?
No, something happened there. Something else. I saw a car standing still. Can you return to the stream a bit? I was really curious to see what. There might be lag from Red. I think I saw his car standing still, but I hope he doesn't have any. He also disconnected from the qualifying session.
Yeah, from the qualifying. Yeah, we don't want.
Rubito's gone wide.
Rubito. Has he got damage again?
He's also having a dreadful race. Who is his teammate actually?
Rubito, I think it's Pong, isn't it? I think the two of them are together. Yeah, they are. Yeah, Rubito
Pong is currently in 5th place, so he will bag some points.
Yeah, they'll get some there. That's the thing. Even if your race is, shall we say, not the best, for want of better words, even if your race is not the best, then because it's a team game, all points mean, as the old game show host used to say, what do points mean? Prizes. You're not old enough to remember that. Trust me, you're not.
And I'm not British, probably.
You probably don't want to know either. But in this game, every point's going to matter. You don't know how many championships last year.
we got a nice train of cars. Thunderhead fourth. Well, just count +1. Just count +1. I'm just saying what stands here. Thunderhead in fourth. Pong in fifth. Six in sixth. Sig in sixth. Playboy in seventh. And I think Sig will be behind Pong in a moment. He is quite close.
Yeah,
also Playboy catching up to them.
It's about 5 or 6 seconds there or thereabouts.
I think we have
about 2.5.
I think we have to try to speak a bit less through each other.
I think he's about 2.5 behind him. I think he's about 2.5 off. Let's just see. I think he's roughly about that.
Robito has disconnected.
We're down to 12. That's a quarter of the field gone.
Yeah, that's 4 out of 16 gone. 12 left.
Yeah, that's not ideal. But again, sometimes you got no control. Is that a pass or a lap?
Pong is letting Sig go. I'm not quite sure why.
No, because they run the same lap, aren't they?
They're on the same lap, I think.
Yeah. There was like 2 seconds between them. Unless he just knows he hasn't got.
Oh,
yeah. Unless he just
up.
knows he hasn't got the pace. It's got to be that. If he just thinks you've got the pace on me.
Don't be scared. We still have 52 minutes left into this race.
How many people will we end up with? As we see
my count?
Taking Thunderhead, is it?
I think my bet.
Yeah,
I'm going for 10. I'm going for 10. I think there will be 2 more retirees.
We'll keep double figures. Hopefully we do. Fingers crossed.
Hopefully we do. Well, I hope everyone keep into the race. Well, we see Thunderhead battling it out with Sig Rezonico. Yeah. And also Playboy and Pong behind. So we will have a 4-way battle between GTE cars at in a few moments time, I expect. Let's see if from onboard of Playboy. He's got a bit wide. That means he will have to slow down, otherwise he will get a penalty. So Playboy will drop back a bit. Yeah, he will do it here. Yeah, it doesn't cost that much here. And I think he can get on the throttle again. Let's see, Thunderhead on Sig, not close enough.
It's about 4 seconds between. No, there's about 5.5, 6 seconds between the 4 of them.
Yeah.
Who's coming into the mix there? Is that a lap? Is that a lapper? Is that a blue flag?
That is Lonnie in 4th. Where is Lonnie? Yeah, he's in 10th. He's not on the same lap.
Ah, that's right. That's okay. That answers that one. That makes sense. Yeah, Lonnie's 10th, the 11th.
Well, Lonnie is on the same lap as. Is he on the same lap as Hiker? No, he's not.
He's, according to this, he's 1 minute and 10 behind Hiker, so he's a lap down. He must be a lap down.
Did we miss anything in this battle? I don't think so.
No, yeah, he's got to be a lap down.
Pong is catching Thunderhead, and Sig is pulling away from Thunderhead.
Yeah, he's pulling away a bit, isn't he? He's got 2.5 seconds on him, roughly. But this might be the closer battle. Where we are now, looking with Pong and Thunderhead. Playboy a little bit behind. He lost a bit of ground, obviously, because he had to take his foot off the gas, didn't he, a bit?
Thunderhead is getting reeled in by Pong. Slowly but surely. This will be for 6th place.
Yeah, he's going to pass. He's going to pass at some point in the not too distant future. I think the other two are getting closer to each other as well. I think Playboy.
By the way, might we appreciate a grand total of 151 comments so far on this race?
That's awesome. I'll try and answer some in a minute.
And also, a very interesting thing, Racy has caught up to DJ Luke. Only 1 second between them.
Yeah, just under a second now.
And we have a 3-way battle here. Thunderhead, Pong, and Playboy all close behind each other. Yeah, let's see it from onboard from Playboy. Is Pong close enough? He might have a chance here.
He might try and outbrake him into the corner, possibly.
Thunderhead goes defensive.
Yeah, he moved. but none of the other two did. None of the other two moved. Oh, where's Pong gone? He's gone wide.
Yeah.
He's gone out.
And Playboy takes the position. That might actually give Pong a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, he went very wide there, didn't he?
Yeah, the game is really strict on that.
Yeah, it is. Oh!
Playboy catched up to Thunderhead's wheel. That was textbook there. That was really nice of Playboy.
That was superb, wasn't it? To get so close and not to touch. But it gave him the slipstream, didn't it?
Thunderhead, will we have a cut back? Playboy has gone past Thunderhead.
Yeah, he might come back on this corner.
Thunderhead might come back.
Line coming out. No, I think he's got the gap now, hasn't he? Playboy, he's getting a pull away far enough to be out of slipstream anyway. Depends where you go into here. As we look at Pong there in 7th, albeit 8th. If we're looking at that.
Pong is weaving.
Yeah.
I think he's letting a GT.
Yeah,
he's not. I thought he was letting Lonnie pass, but that's not the case.
Yeah, it looked as if he was going to, but then he moved back out.
No, he is letting him pass anyway now.
Yeah.
Pong has lost ground to Thunderhead though.
Yeah, he certainly lost some. 2.5.
Marcos on Pong. Marcos has overtaken Pong, by the way. Pong is falling back dramatically.
He's into 7th, call it 8th.
Let's see, Thunderhead is still... I don't think he's keeping with Playboy.
No,
Racy has gone past DJ Luke. We have missed that.
Yeah, he's through. He's 3 seconds ahead as well.
I think DJ Luke might have made a mistake somewhere.
I'm just trying to look on my feed.
I thought the gap was increasing between Racy and DJ Luke, but actually Racy has already gone past him. That moves Racy up to 2nd place. Red is still in 1st.
He must have slipped. But in fairness, the two of them are pulling way away in front of Thomas Eaton.
Lonnie has gone wide again. Stalled is having a lonely race.
That's not a deliberate ploy, is it? So where are we now with Red? Where are we now with him?
I will check in a moment.
Just
Marcos.
where we see these three. These
Marcos
three on the same lap still?
Marco should be at least 4th, because there's 3 GTE cars in front of him, and all those 3 are really close into him. So it will be
he'll
very.
Probably get him on the straight, won't he? Do you think?
No, I think in the corner, because on the straight they're quite similar.
Yeah. He's flashing him, but you don't have to move.
They're still battling.
I'm there. I think they're just saying I'm there. I don't think they're flashing him to say move over, but I think he wants to slipstream him now. If he can.
But the GTE cars have less downforce, I imagine.
Yeah. They're not going to match. They're not going to match the straight line acceleration of.
Well, they do have less
LMP3.
downforce, so that means they have better straight line on paper.
Yeah.
But you also have to get a good exit. Marcos is catching up to Playboy rapidly. Also. Of course, he's in an LMP car. In Sector 1 he will win a lot.
Yeah,
Hiker has gone into the pits. Hiker's in the pits.
Now that's going to be scheduled. I think that's a schedule.
Might be.
We're halfway house, aren't we? We're 45 minutes into a race.
You know what's really tough? Also, one of the reasons I avoided this championship is they run on a timer. And how do you calculate how much laps? You know, it's really hard to it's really difficult. Well,
it's harder to gauge.
It's really hard to. One moment. Marcos has gone past Playboy, really easily there. Yeah. It's really hard to figure out a strategy because, well, you really gotta calculate with the time.
Yeah, you gotta look at your tyre wear for a start. I think that's obviously going to come into play. What your tyre pressures are, depending how long you think your tyres are going to last. I don't know what your strategy is, but what I tend to do is I tend to put hard slick on the front, and I put soft slick on the back a lot of the time.
That doesn't work with GT3. The hard tyre has normally way more grip.
Does it?
Yeah.
I found that it did work for me in GT4. I've got to be fair, but I didn't know whether that would.
DJ Luke is coming behind. Is it Scald? It is Scald. I think he is literally in 12th.
Yeah, he's gonna pass.
Thunderhead is also into the pits in the meanwhile.
Yeah, and Pong. They're all
And
they're
Pong
going to
as
be
well.
scheduled now. We're going to get everybody coming in now. Now you're going to give ground here at the end of this. You're going to give ground.
Oh, well,
Again,
he did.
That looked tight, but then again, from his view, he might be able to gauge that better than we can from our view.
Yeah, it looks closer than it actually is. Oh, Scott almost lost
There
it.
was a bit of a wobble. Yeah, it was a bit of a wobble there, wasn't there?
I think we don't see his headlights. Will he see them on his own car? Because on his screen, his car will be repaired. Otherwise, it will be quite dangerous if you can't see his lights.
Yeah, that's going to be because you won't be able to gauge what's in front, and more to the point, how far in front.
Indeed.
Because all he's got to do is catch the back, and that's gone. So we got Thunderhead in the pits, we got Pong in the pits. As we see Marco's here, is he gonna? There's a little bit of a gap in there, isn't there, to Siggy?
DJ Luke also into the pits. The first scheduled pit stops of the LMP cars, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he's the first one. Yeah, he's the first coming in.
The first scheduled one, must I say, because we have had a lot of pit stops. Can we see it on the timing screen? We cannot. We cannot.
They've been busy. I'm just catching up on one or two questions. What's the split between GTEs and LMP3s? Theoretically, you could argue it's if
about
we've got
6 seconds.
Grid of 16. Yeah. In terms of timing, we're probably looking at 6 seconds.
Marcos, sorry to interrupt you. Marcos is going, having a go on 6.
It's a pass. It's a pass.
And Marcos is passed.
Yeah. And if anything, if you ever wanted to see the difference between the two cars, really, that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, that is the difference. Literally the answer to the question. Literally the answer to the question. Red is still leading, even though it doesn't show up. Red is still leading, and he's going into the pits for his scheduled pit stops. Wow, he knocks over a cone.
So what we can see there is obviously that gives me a better gauge of who's coming around the main corner then now. I can't be Razy yet, I would imagine.
It is Razy. Razy is going. He only has one corner left to go. Now he has to pit stop. He's coming in.
So that's okay. That makes.
So they have a gap.
That's going to be a much easier gauge, isn't it? Because we know it's red. We know it's red from Razy.
Yeah, they're staying out. I think the gap will be around 25 or 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's got to be around about. Because this is where the pit strategy comes in.
You got to go a little bit faster, Razy.
Razy's low on fuel. He's got 18.6 in fuel, so he's going to take a bit on board. He jumped from 18.6 there, but I don't know whether that was just refueling.
Maybe if Red has got a really slow pit stop, he's staying in very long. Who is going to come out first? Yeah, Red is going to come out first. I think that's they just normally have quite long pit stops.
Yeah, 72.7. It's probably a lot of fuel.
Even also has a pit still, 15 liters.
Because fuel depends on driving style as well, doesn't it? So, like you say, that's going to be really, really tough to gauge. And from track to track, it's going to be hard too. As Red comes out in the lead. So we are 50 minutes in to a 90-minute race with Red in the lead. Razy's just out the pits. So yeah, I'm reckoning we're somewhere around 25 seconds ish, give or take. Probably be able to gauge it better it's not insurmountable, but it's a comfortable lead.
Very comfortable.
You wouldn't mind a 25-second lead, would you? I certainly wouldn't. So the one thing we do know is that we know that DJ's 6.2 behind Razy. That much we do know. Thomas Ethan's in the pits.
Yeah, he had 15 liters.
Yeah, he had
so
to
he
go
will
in,
probably chuck it full, or chuck it to 75, around 70, I imagine.
Yeah, it's going to be. Going off what Red had 72.7.
And this is what I
so
find really hard to do, because you really have to change the pit strategy on the go, and you can't really do that in the pits as well now.
No, I know.
It's really hard to change the pit strategy while racing.
Yeah, I've tried it. I crashed.
yeah, it's really hard.
I did, seriously. No joke. I seriously did. It's not that simple to do. The best thing to try and do is you can get button boxes. I don't know if you've seen them. You can get button boxes, or you can actually use a keyboard and assign some of the keys as buttons. That can make it easier if you've got a rig with it built at the side of you.
Yeah, I can't drive with one hand.
Not everyone can do that.
I can't drive with one hand. Ethan is coming out again. Where is he coming out? This will be very tight.
His pit stop. That wasn't the longest of pit stops. He's coming out with 81 litres.
He is coming out
These
behind
two are on the same. Are they on the
Marcos.
same lap, those two? Just.
He's coming out by Marcos.
Yeah.
Really close by Marcos.
Yeah.
And Red is in there as well. Marcos has been lapped by Red.
Yeah, it's been lapped. So Red's lapped the field bar too. That's no mean feat, isn't it?
That's
So
really
the only two
good.
people that he hasn't lapped is DJ
But
and
I think
Racing.
Marcos is showing similar pace to Red. So what will happen now? Marcos, if he wants to defend from Ethan, he has to unlap himself from Red. But Red is not going to let that happen.
No, because he could use Red as a buffer from Ethan, couldn't he?
What will this do? Marcos will try it.
He might do. He's having a look.
And
he's entitled to do that. He's entitled to do that.
Or does Red has had a tremendous mistake and Marcos goes wide. Marcos goes wide.
Just noticed.
He will have to
Marcos
give the
is only
position
carrying
to
20 litres
Ethan.
of fuel. If you notice there, he's only carrying 20 litres, Marcos.
Yeah, he still has to pit, by the way. I do think he still has to pit. But even from first week last to third, actually fourth, it's quite it's not a mean feat, no.
It's a good effort. You've got to give credit where it's due, and that is a good effort. He's had a couple of wobbles, which probably
on his way.
Done a little better.
On his way, he only overtook one competitive car, Marcos. He also had a lot of troubles, and other than that, just only GTE cars.
Yeah, some things have fallen in. Let's say can't help but feel sorry for Suki.
No,
She would have been in the mix.
Yeah.
She would have been in the mix. There's no two ways about that.
I feel really bad for Suki. She really deserved that one.
Yeah, it's unfortunately it's like I said, it's like Hio last night. Again, you've got a defending champion who gets disconnected out of the game. That's
yeah. Even though he is my rival, I did feel a lot sorry for him, because it's not a fun way to go out. By the way, let's focus on the race as well, because there's a lot of GTE cars coming into the mix.
Yeah, this is gonna get interesting. I think it's gonna get quite interesting. I think as we're coming round here. Let's see.
Oh, that's Ethan going to the inside of Red. Actually, is it Red? It is Red.
Yeah, it is. He's going back past her.
Yeah. And Marcos.
Ethan slowed. What's going on?
Maybe he ran wide a bit, or cut the corner. Let's see. Marcos now has a chance on Ethan if he can catch up to him.
Yeah, I was just watching it because, like I said, I've got the benefit of another picture that's about 5 seconds behind us. I don't see what he did there.
I think he ran a bit wide. There's a slowdown penalty. Marcos is really looking at the back of Ethan at the moment.
He's got good pace, hasn't he? He's got good pace, Marcos.
Yeah, he has. He's a very fast driver. He's also Dutch, just like Lonnie, his teammate. They're actually brothers. Lonnie and Marcos are brothers.
Right, that makes a lot of sense. That makes an awful lot of sense. Because obviously I've done a few races with the two of them. Because I wondered how they both had the HLB at the side. That may mean something.
Yeah, they have a lot more drivers with the HLB.
So that's sort of like their team, is it? Or their not their team per se, but
yeah, it is their
obviously
team.
the group
Yeah.
that they are known by, shall we say, for want of a better wording. As we see Marco's here. I say these three, they may be on different laps. Well, Marco's and
Ethan and Marco's
Thomas
are
Ethan
on the same lap. Yeah.
They're both together, but I don't think Red's going to get away from them that easily.
Red is in the lead, but the gap
thing
is
that
not
might
too
help-
much different.
The thing I think might help here is there's the gap between Razy and DJ is 12 seconds. You've then got a huge gap of 110, of 1 minute 10 to Thomas Ethan, and then you've got, of course, Marco's then, the two of them together. If those two can slipstream each other, they might gain a bit of room. 33 minutes left. I think unless Razy makes a mistake, I think he's probably got second place nailed down.
Scott is into the pits.
Oh, he's going in again. That's got to be about his fourth visit.
Fourth, fifth, yes indeed. Hiker is also on the back of Tom in the GTE class.
And is he going to... That car also looks like it's somewhat worse for wear.
Yeah,
As we
Hiker has a
see-
better run
yeah.
than Pong.
Oh. Yeah, he's just moved over there. He's just moved over and let him go.
Yeah, he knows he has the fastest pace, but he does have to defend a bit more, in my opinion.
And he's got Razy coming in behind him, so Razy's got those two cars to try and get past.
Yeah, Pong goes out of the way.
I mean, he's definitely gone wide enough, but the thing is everybody else going to sneak past him too?
Sig has lapped him.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Sig has also lapped him indeed.
I was just looking at that then and thinking, right, yeah, of course they are.
See Flayboy and Thunderhead are not in the same lap. Hiker.
Scald is staying in the pits, there's no movement.
He's getting Racy behind him in second place.
Yeah, so in fairness, I think Razy's done a pretty solid run, to be fair to him. I think he did well to avoid everything in the beginning. I mean, okay, he was on the other side. He was, we had a little bit of an issue there. But again, you look at him and think, right, well, he took damage from the what I'm going to call the false start for whatever reason. And so, in fairness, as much as you can argue, he's had to pit too. So to come back in and come into second place, the only person that avoided it all, of course, is our leader. Makes you wonder what might have happened had we not had that issue there. I think we would have been tighter from the front three at least. I really do think that, maybe even the front four with DJ.
Yeah, I do think Ethan has more pace than Red initially, so I think Ethan had a really good chance to win it.
Yeah, he would have done it. And to be honest, he's got the better line. He's got the better line on the left-hand side from his perspective, the right-hand side from ours. Because you've got the wider line coming in as Red goes through past Thunderhead.
It is Thunderhead indeed.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
There's one person I get right every time because I know his car perfectly well and I can see it in the dark.
Sig is now also into the pits. Let's see how a pit looks like from the cockpit view.
Yeah, so he's got 21.1, and at least you can't see through the pit crew today.
Yeah, that was an issue.
They'd all been vaporised.
They all had like a Tron vibe or something. Flayboy goes past Sig.
They were ghostly.
Ghost pit crews in the sky.
Yeah. Or ghosts in Dubai.
Yeah.
Either way. It just doesn't work out. Yeah. It's quick, so I'm just trying to look at that. There's a quick tip, don't crash. Yeah, that's a really quick tip.
Only 2 words.
My potential said 145, yeah, right.
Marcos goes a bit wide there. He's gonna slow down.
That was Bowie earlier. So you can tell off yours whether they got the penalty for going wide. Slow down penalty.
Yeah, I do I've studied the track a bit because I raced here yesterday, and I know how wide you can go and where the limit is. And
Yeah, you
sometimes,
know what's going to incur.
yeah, I know exactly what kind of
You
things.
remember that for next time.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Let's see on here. I'm just trying to look here, have a look, trying to catch up. A few chats going open. Yeah, that certainly did throw the race open. You're right there. I know it's a while back now. It's an hour ago, but it's. And again, somebody was saying with regards to saying I personally have reset. If I got a penalty, I've tried to argue my ground, but not everyone wants to risk it in the first place. Yeah, you know, if you're on your roof, it's a bit difficult. You can't do anything. You can only reset. Right, and just to get a catch up on the start, by the way, I'm just catching up with JJ, who just said that Ethan had some issue with his wheel. I've had that before. You start a race and you press down on the pedal and nothing works. Not the ideal thing, as Red's just spun out.
And Ethan narrowly avoids him.
That might give Razy a little bit of...
I don't know. He is not too far back, actually.
I mean, he's not going to know at the moment, obviously, but...
I think 16 seconds now. I think 16 or 17.
But also, if Red's done that, has he put a patch on his tyre?
I don't think that's it. It will, of course, damage his tyres, but I don't think it will flat spot them.
No, it might not do it in that way. Might be an overall rather than... As we look at him cornering into here, was that a bit of lag or was that a bit of a...
Red is a bit laggy. I'm afraid of a disconnect for him. I hope not, of course. But
I'm also looking at the stream too, and just to put it on you there, sorry about that, but just looking at the stream, it's clean, so it's not coming from there. Yeah, he is looking a bit laggy. That'd be a disaster if that happens to him. Is he coming up to lap Siggy then? No, it's not Sig. Who's he looking to lap?
That's not Sig, no.
No, it's not Sig. No, it's
it was Ethan was behind him.
Yeah, it is.
Ethan was behind him and he overtook him when he spun.
Yeah, he's coming back at Thomas Ethan. So Marcos is coming in. Well, he had to. He had 6.9 litres of fuel left. He might have got one more lap out of it if he was lucky, but probably not.
Yeah, I have been said that I was supposed to be a bit more quiet now. So I will not talk as... I really hate my parents sometimes. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's have a look on here. So here we go with Flayboy. So Marcos is in the pits. How long he's in there? Not too sure. Let's have a look. Just saying, by the way, looking at some of the lap times, Razy's done a 1:54.8, which is probably his best. You'll probably tell me at some point later if that's not. DJ 1:54.7. So these two guys are lapping faster than Ethan. They're in 1:55.1, was his last one. So those two are lapping. It's a pity we can't see Red's lap, because at least we'd have an idea there if they're starting to gain on him a little bit coming into it, which is, again, it's a pity, but it's one of those things we can try and gauge it in other ways.
So Red is like into the long left hander now.
Yeah, he's coming into... Let's have a look there to try and gauge that.
Yeah, I will say now, when they're like right beside each other, when you see his dot and now they're like parallel to each other. So the gap is one corner.
So Razy's 3.3 seconds down on his best lap, allegedly. So if we're taking... So as Red comes across...
Yeah,
I'm going to say he's there with 25.20.
You can't keep setting the same lap times, the same speed over again.
No, crikey, no. Certainly as tyres degrade and everything else degrades, then...
concentration degrades,
you have to be superhuman.
You get tires, of course.
Yeah, definitely. Mine degrades and I'm just sat here. So, like...
Yeah.
No, it is tough, it is. They're not called endurance races for nothing, are they?
By the way, might we appreciate Flayboy's performance at the moment. He is in front of an LMP car. And,
he's doing really well, to be fair.
He is in 5th actually in a GTE
Do we know
car
what
overall.
Do we know what his best lap has been so far?
His best
do you have
lap.
that?
Yes, we do.
Where is he, Flayboy? 1:59.4.
That
Which,
is
considering,
it is slower than GT3.
I mean, obviously in qualifying they were faster, but they weren't carrying this amount of fuel. So I would imagine that towards the end of the races, if tyres hold up, they might improve on that. But it's a non-too shabby effort, I think they would say. It's a pretty decent, consistent effort from him. If you finish in front of any LMP3 in a GTE, doesn't matter how you do it. I think it's a good. You've got to be pleased with your efforts.
Well, it is quite an effort to actually finish the race as well.
It's a good, solid race. Like I say, it's a shame about the start. Obviously, from what I'm gathering there from JJ, Ethan had the wheel problem, which I've had that before. You go to put your foot on the pedal and nothing happens. I've just been told that Bowie left the session. I thought that had happened quite a long time ago, but he might have been sat in the pits for a while.
Yeah, he only sat in the pits.
But he certainly left the race quite some time ago. No offence to you, Bowie, mate. If it wasn't a good one for you, it happens, mate. It's always next week.
Still 23 minutes to go.
Yeah,
this is such a long race.
It is, man, isn't it? 90 minutes. You think these boys are going to do 15 more of these? Well, actually, there's obviously one or two of the others are. Nürburgring's going to be unforgiving. Superb track, though. I love it. It's seriously my favourite track on this planet.
But one thing. At this moment, it will actually end earlier than GT3 did, but that was because we started half an hour earlier.
Yeah, I think we finished just before 11 o'clock my time, just before midnight your time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the lobby didn't want to let us in, did it?
Not the first time.
Which it did the same thing on Monday. No, it didn't want us to do it on Monday for about the first 3 times. As we look at red on here, I'm just trying to get a gauge on anything on here. So
there's a car coming into the pits. Who is that? That will be Lonnie.
Yeah, I can see. Windscreen looks good. Looks like it's had a nice big spider living on it.
Yeah, it does look quite interesting.
Yeah, that's definitely a spider. Definitely.
We do apologize that not a lot going on at the moment. It's a bit spread out.
Yeah, it is.
It will just be a halt to the end.
That surprised me last night. That surprised me last night as well. I thought the GT3 race last night was going to be pretty tight. Although I did think Cash, if anyone was going to run away, I thought he was going to be the runaway.
It's also the track because this is a very technical track.
It's more. It lends itself more to the better technical driver, shall we say, without being rude to anyone.
No, you're not being rude. You're just being realistic.
Which means I'm rubbish on it.
Well, that's why I didn't really have a good result yesterday.
Thank you for that vote of confidence. So Lonnie's just come out. That was a reasonably short pit stop. Was it just tyres?
Might be just tyres.
It did seem quite short. He might have thought it wasn't worth carrying on the same tyres for that length of time, although
he was able to. Did he set a free pit stop? He did.
Yeah.
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Could it have been a drive-through? I don't know. No, it wasn't a drive-through. You'd have seen it on yours, wouldn't you?
Only 5 seconds between Thunderhead and Hiker. That's not too much.
According to this, yeah, you're right. This is where my graphic really is misleading, because my graphic actually has Thunderhead 3 minutes and 53 behind Razy, and it actually has Hiker 3 minutes 53.3 behind, which would put Hiker in front of Thunderhead.
I just look at the above thing, like currently watching,
but
and then
he
you
obviously
see...
isn't.
Yeah.
He obviously, because that's Thunderhead in the distance, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Just a bit. Yeah. Is that? Yeah. very weird and misleading. That's why I'm trying to look at the one at the top instead, because that gives me the accurate gap between the two.
There's
So
4.4 between them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the fastest one to the order. Red is currently leading. Racy is in second. DJ Luke is in third. Even is in fourth. Playboy is
That graphic
first.
saying 25 seconds. Was that graphic saying 25 seconds? Was that right then between? I'm just wondering if that gave a correct graphic. Oh no, that would be between Racy and DJ, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's about 27 now. Yeah.
You can see that. Yeah.
That's okay. I thought I'd seen something different then.
That was our run to the order. Not as long as I hoped it would be, but it's enough.
So what we got? Lonnie with 1 second.
Only 1
Thomas
second
with
penalty,
3.
yeah.
Again, it's like I say, it's the front 3 places, barring some amazing eventuality, are probably nailed on. Because we've probably got red with, give or take, somewhere around 20 seconds on Razy in second. And he's then got 26, 27 seconds up on DJ in third. Good for DJ though, good debut for DJ in a proper championships, having come out the academy.
Marcos and
is
Scott.
going closer.
Scott. It is.
That looked close from here. But yeah, it's a good debut for DJ. I think that's a really good debut for him.
It's not a debut.
Well, in terms of, he came out of, he did academy for us, didn't he, last year?
Mm-hmm.
So to that extent, you could argue it's a full-on championship debut in that respect. Or has he been here before?
He has run a few races in GT3.
Ah, right, he's done it. Right, so he stepped in a few there, did he?
Yeah.
Right, that's something I didn't know. Happy to be corrected. So I suppose I can argue it's his debut in a full championship then.
Let's see. Pong is flashing Marcos, but I do not know for why.
Yeah, unless he was just saying up there. We had a lot of that last night, Mike. You may not know this because obviously you were busy driving in the race, but there was a lot of that last night, and not always under blue flag. I think it's just because it's a night race. I think people are just doing it to say, "Look, I'm here," just to try and avoid any paint swapping, as I will call it. So I think that's why they're flashing. Apart from SCLD in that one, because he hasn't got any lights. I mean, you can try flashing him, it'd be interesting, but... Oh, there was a bit of something there, wasn't there? Or was that just the reflection of the lights on track?
There's a car standing still. It's red.
Oh, red's gone again! Red's gone again! Red's gone
What
again!
is the gap with Racy? Oh, it is still comfortable.
This is... It's got to be closer, though.
Yeah, the red
What's
dot,
he struggling then?
the red
Is he
dot
struggling
behind
with tyres
Racy.
or what?
If you look at the lap, the red dot behind
where's he
Racy.
going? Where's he going? Where's he going?
That's lag.
He's off the track. He must have damage.
No, that's lag.
Did you see the line he took?
I think that's lag.
I'm watching it on the...
Or he's taking
Might
really
be right.
weird lines.
It looks smooth though. It looks smooth on the replay. Be interesting to see what this gap is.
Yeah, the red dot behind the red, that is actually Racy.
Yeah,
He
it's
is
gotta be.
getting
It's gotta
closer. He is getting really close, actually.
be. Yeah, so he's just passing there as Razy's coming around the final corner. So if red goes under there in about 15, I'm going to see at what point he passes this line. 15:37. Red passed that line. I reckon Razy's going to pass it about 10
Now.
seconds behind.
He's already passed it.
He is, 10 seconds, 15:27. This could be interesting. 15 minutes to go. He's going to push it, isn't he? And if Red's lost it a couple of
time
times...
in the last few legs of the race. 15
You know,
minutes to go, 1/4 hour.
See, it's a shame we can't see tyres. These are things that I'd love Project Cars to alter a little bit, because it'd be so helpful to us guys. Just so we could see, you get a better fix on, you know, who's actually beasting their tyres more.
Oh, we can't.
I mean, I would have
It's a shame.
thought. I know, it's a shame. It's a shame.
Let's see,
Because it's a
here's
strategy
Racy.
that comes in.
You can actually see them in both in the same straight. There's Red, and here's Racy.
Yeah, that's he's because I'm looking now into the. I'm looking at the map there, and I'm seeing that now as Red takes that corner, then now, and Racy's going to come in and take the same corner now because I've got him on there. So have I actually got Red as that dot?
Yeah, they are that close. Yeah, they are that close.
He is, because Red's just taking the corner now, isn't he?
Flayboy has lost it.
And oh, he's gone. He's gone. Was he trying to push? No. Well, yeah, he might have been trying to push to get near Marco's because he was about. There was a few seconds between him, not massive.
No, Marco's
so he might have been
took
trying
him.
to push it a bit.
Marco's
I mean, it is now.
But it doesn't really have a little help because, well, now we can safely say that all the LMP cars are in front of all the GTEs.
Yeah, they are now.
It's unmixed itself a bit.
You could say that normal order has now been resumed.
Racy has lost a bit to Red, I believe.
Oh, Red, is he lagging? Is that lag again? I'm just going to try and look at the. I'm looking at the replay that I've got the benefit of to just see. Or I didn't know whether he'd wobbled there or whether it was lag. I'm not sure.
It's Pong in front of him. He will move out of the way.
Yeah, he'll go. Let's see what sort of pace is he hitting here? Where's his braking points? If his tyres are bad, they might break a bit earlier.
You can see the lights of Racy in the distance.
Yeah, he's just coming under. He's about half. It's about half the straight, isn't it? Because he was 10 seconds. He was pretty much 10 seconds.
It was less. I must say.
That looked less now, didn't it?
And this is Red taking that corner again.
So we're coming in, looking into the tight corner.
There's also a bunch of cars really close to each other in the mid.
Yeah, are they all on the same lap? Is that's Sig?
No, they're not on the same lap.
No. There's a fair difference between Sig and Flayboy are.
Oh, something happened there.
Yeah, something. Yeah. Did he just go wide there and let him go?
No.
Or did
Scott was behind Sig.
Yeah, I was just watching then. Yeah, he shoots right across, doesn't he? Just shoot. See again, Racy's putting another 154.7. DJ's putting in a 152.9.
I think Racy might have made a mistake.
This could get interesting. This could.
Hiker on Thunderhead. Only 1 second is the gap.
Yeah, they're having a little.
And also Sig on Flayboy.
Little head-to-head.
Sig on Flayboy. This is for the lead. This is for the lead in the GTE class.
Yeah, it is. Sig and Flayboy, pretty evenly matched.
This is for the lead, actually. So we gotta watch out for this.
Yeah. Let's stay with these guys.
We also have a battle for first place.
So this is.
Sig has almost run into the back of him.
Unless that's really deceiving, I'm not sure. But it looks. Let's have a look again. Looking in at Sig. All over the back. All over the back of Flayboy, yeah.
It's all kicking off Red.
He had the better line. He had the better line coming out of that corner.
Yeah, they are side by side almost.
Yeah. He's going to go here now. He's going to go. He's going to outbrake him into this corner. Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, it wasn't worth. Is he going to try and?
Labour's not going to give up.
He won't do. He didn't have the line, did he? Sig closed the door on him then. Good driving. Fair play. It's good, safe driving. That's how to do a pass like that. But I still think.
This is actually for the lead.
Those two will be battling out.
So Sig will take first position in the GTEs.
Yeah,
and also Hiker on Thunderhead.
These two are on the same, aren't they? Yeah.
Yes, and Thunderhead. Yeah, you can see the thing on the standings. But Thunderhead.
He's still holding. He's going to come back.
Thunderhead ran a bit wide there. I don't think
he's going to go. Yeah, he's back, I think.
Yeah.
This is a test of brake bottle now, isn't it?
Ooh, Hiker is closing up to the inside.
It's risky! Oh, no. Oh. I think Thunderhead probably did the right thing there. And
Playboy is also... I think, yeah, he's losing to Sig. Thunderhead and Hiker still battling it out.
This is a good fight, this is a good fight.
It's quite a good fight indeed, yeah.
No quarter given or taken, I think, it's fair to say. He's going to slipstream him here. No. I thought he might sit directly behind him then, but he hasn't. He's going to try and dive. No, he's trying to dive, Don't touch, guys. That's good. I think Hiker went wide for two reasons. A, to make sure that they didn't touch.
Thunderhead is taking the inside now.
He's going to dive again. He's diving again. He's diving
again. Will there be contact? No, it won't.
Oh, he's got it. Has he got it?
No,
he's just got it. They're side by side, aren't they?
Side by side.
They're literally. Right, what's going to give?
Hiker has the better line. Hiker has the better line.
He's got. Yeah, he's done it. He managed to get in front. Oh, no! That's good. To be fair, that's good driving from both of them. Because there's been 2 or 3 occasions that we've watched that they could literally have swapped paintwork. The difficulty now is Marco's is catching up on them.
Yeah, but he's gonna lap them.
Yeah, and that. Don't get me wrong. It's the reality is that it's part of racing. You've got to move over. You've got to let the lapping car pass. Some people do that in, shall I say, a more savvy way than others. Is that a fair way of putting it?
Mm-hmm.
That they don't seek to gain an advantage per se, but
Let's see.
they do anyway. There's not much in this. Well, I'm saying there's not much in this. You can just see Red's car in the picture you had up there. Just as Razy was coming back round, you could see Red coming back round the other way. So
Red enters the straight now, and Razy is entering the corner for the straight now.
Thing is, it pains me to say it in a race that's 90 minutes long, but Razy's running out of time. I didn't think I'd say that too often in this race.
Need to look 24 seconds behind.
I was going to say, look at the lap times of all the LMP3s. The last lap of the LMP3s. 54.8, 54.3, 54.4, 54.1.
Yeah, it's staying like it is, I think. Playboy and Sig 4 seconds is the gap. Thunderhead and Hiker are still quite close.
Still, he's managed to get a little bit. He's managed to make up a few car lengths, but
we don't know where Stalled is in all this. I think he might be lost.
Yeah, he could be. Is that Razy on the back of him?
That's Razy on the back of him.
Hopefully that doesn't slow him down. Oh, we got 2. He's got 2 to navigate there. He'll be okay coming into it. He's gone wide. He's gone wide.
He's going to slow down.
Will he get a penalty for that?
No, he won't. He won't have a penalty.
He has. He's got to slow down. He had to slow down there, didn't he?
Yeah, he has to slow down. Yes.
Yeah.
But if he slows down, he won't have a penalty.
No, that's one other thing with this game. Not that I'd like to advocate certain games over others. This game is most definitely the best racer out on PS4 in my view. If you want realism, it's the most realistic. Other people might have another take on it.
Let's focus on the race again. It's.
It'd be nice to know what the penalty is.
He's Scald.
That's one thing. Yeah, he's got to be.
Between Scald and Playboy, it was a bit dodgy there.
I think has Playboy let? Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's let Ragy through. Again, he might have lost some time on that. He certainly would have lost a couple of seconds. I think he had a very, 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 very slim chance of getting the lead, and I think it was a slim chance. Let's be realistic.
There's a total of 3 cars on the main straight. It's Racy on Hiker, I believe. Is that Hiker? Or no,
it's all for a minute. No, it's SCLD, isn't it? It's Scald, isn't it?
Yeah. I And Flayboy is Scald in front of Flayboy, or are they on a completely different lap? We can't see.
That's the thing we don't know, isn't it? That's the one thing we don't know with him. We don't know what lap he's on. However, I'm tempted to say he's not on the same lap. And the reason why I say that is that just purely the number of times he's been in the pits. He can't be on the same lap, surely. I'll be gobsmacked if he is, but I don't think so, if I'm really honest. But you look at when we've seen him in, when we've seen snippets of him, he doesn't look slow in that car. He looks quite decent in that car. But obviously he's had his fair share of run-ins with certain parts of the circuit that you don't want to hit, really, and that's probably put paid to him.
Indeed.
So
Only
4 minutes. That's a 4-minute warning. Sorry, how'd you get that in?
I think Reds. After this one,
no! You're giving the kiss of death.
Red
Oh
is
my
losing
God.
it again. Where is Racing all
This is
this?
going to be tight now. This has got to be tight. It's got to be. Daisy must have seen that. Where's Red? Where's Red?
There's still quite a big
Yeah,
gap.
there's still a fair gap in there. There's a bigger gap than I thought there might have been. Pity. Not for
Well,
Red.
not
It'd be good for the viewers to have
pity, but
pity for the viewers. They might have had a bit of a fight at the death. Yeah, he's comfortable there. I think as long as he doesn't do anything silly. I'm just wondering, are his tyres gone?
it might be, or just concentration.
Because he's done that 3 or 4 times in the last 10 minutes. Admittedly, none of them have been bad.
Even is going past the BMW.
Again, looking
Yeah,
at
look
lap
at
times,
BMW.
see,
It's going faster than
Razy's
that.
was 1:57. Because he had his slowdown, didn't he?
Yeah, I think that might be the case.
I think that put an end to any chance he had of achieving, but
Van Nuyt is into the pits.
he's got it. 2.7 litres of fuel, that's the answer. I was going to ask this
Oh.
question, but I didn't need to. He's
Yeah.
obviously gauged that wrong, hasn't he?
He can make a free pit stop because Pong will not be overtaking him.
Yeah, true. He's got the buffer there, hasn't he? As Marcos comes in around, here comes Razy. Well, again, like I said last night, if we had a driver of the day, I think you've got to give it to Red for leading from the front. I think if you lead from gun to tape, I think that goes without saying. I think that's a driver of the day accolade.
I think for me personally,
Ethan, you've got to give him some.
I think I'm going for Sig because he was
I thought
of
you would.
course.
I thought you would because
Can I finish
in
my
the
sentence?
GT he's been brilliant. He's been brilliant in the GT, hasn't he?
Yeah. But if I can finish my sentence, it's like he was also involved in that first lap pilot, and he had massive damage, and he fought his way back to the lead of the GTE class, and Sig and Red will actually bag maximum points they can possibly get.
Of course they will.
First in LMP and first in GTE, that's a great example of how you should run a team.
It's a damn good start, isn't it? You couldn't have asked for a better one, could you? In truth.
Indeed.
I think he's just letting Razy through. Could have been a bit of gamesmanship there, but no, he did the right thing. So we're into the final minute. The final minute at the 90.
DJ Luke is of course Evil's teammate. Bowie replaced him, and Bowie didn't have a good day.
Yeah, it wasn't the best of days for him, but I think
Red will enter the final lap.
So we're into the last lap. Will everybody else hang fire now, so they don't have to do another lap? No. I don't think so.
No. After Red crossed the line, everyone who crosses down the line will finish the race.
Yeah, that's. So into the final 5. Into the final. The fuck. We're into the last lap. Basically, here's your leader. Here's, dare I say it? Here's your winner. Because that's where he went last time. So didn't want to tempt fate on that one, but yeah, a pretty significant win, I think. And
Pretty convincing. Pretty convincing, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
He did have a lot of help from the first lap pilot.
Yeah, he gained an advantage off that, in all fairness. But you've still got to go out there and do it, haven't you?
By the way, my bet, I've lost my bet. I said there will be 10 people left at the end of the race. There's still 12 left, which is good
We've
to see.
still got a dirty dozen.
Yes,
yeah.
indeed.
I'm sure they're not a dirty dozen, really, are they? Let's be fair to them.
We also have 37 comments in the comment section as well, which is quite.
Brilliant.
That's really a lot, yeah.
The thing what I'd like to, basically I'd like to know. I'm just trying to flick through them. In truth, sorry guys, I haven't really looked at
sorry
this a
to
lot
interrupt you, but Red is coming to the final corner.
It's worth interrupting for. Here's your leader.
To win the very first go. Not yet. Not yet.
No, don't do that. Don't do that, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? Who's this coming? Oh, that's okay.
A little bit later. A little bit later than expected. But Red will win the very first GAVRA Club Series race.
That's my round of applause, by the way.
Race complete.
If he was.
Race will come on second.
There wasn't a big gap in that, you know. There wasn't a big gap in that in the end. And
yeah, I think just the pressure and just the tiredness.
I think he was, yeah, maybe.
They're all relieved.
I think he was hanging on.
Sorry to interrupt you again, but DJ Luke will come on third.
That's a good podium. That's a.
Marcos will take. Let's see. Who is? And yeah, Flayboy second in GTE. Great result.
So,
Either third.
So Ethan's just going to miss out. Ethan will be fourth, won't he? Ethan will be fourth. Marcos will be fifth.
Ethan will be fourth indeed. Let's see Lonnie on Pong. Oh, that's still a battle.
Yeah, they're still there.
What will happen here?
Are they together? Are they together?
Yes, they are. You can see it in the timings.
Yeah, they are. Into the final corner. Is he? Nah,
Lonnie is not happy with Pong. Lonnie is not happy with Pong. Something happened there. We're not quite sure what, but something happened.
Is he, or is he just flashing to say?
No, they're angry at each other. They're angry at each other. You can see that. They're not happy.
What are they doing?
They're not congratulating each other. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I always flash people for a good reason, not for a bad one. But again,
there's most of that people flash at you, to be honest.
Yeah, it depends. Well, fair play. That was the curtain raiser. That was 90 minutes. It's like a football match, isn't it? 90 minutes.
Well, I don't watch football, so it's all good.
A bit of extra time thrown in. A bit of injury time. And trust me, there were a few injuries. And we even got some legs thrown in as well. So, I mean, is that a first for GAVRA Racing?
A what?
Somebody shows their legs in a race.
Yes. No, that's not the first one. I've had that once in a Formula Golf car.
Oh dear.
When you drive off the front nose cone, you can see your legs. So that happens a lot.
I'll say one thing. It's been eventful. I think that's.
The final standings will be in a moment. It says Racing in first, but that's not the case. Red is in first, Racy second, DJ Luke third, Ethan fourth, Marcos in fifth of LMP. Of the GTE class, Sick in first, Flayboy second, Hiker third, Thunderhead fourth, Pong is in fifth, Lonnie is in sixth, and Skull is in seventh, we believe. And I'm gonna save that replay.
Yeah, that's been good. To be honest, I know some of you guys have been in for more than one of the races tonight. I know Sally was on last night as well, so hope you enjoyed tonight as much as you enjoyed last night. I know the start was more eventful tonight, that much. I don't think we'll ever get a more eventful start to that. Don't know what else to say about that start, if I'm really honest with you. But I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time. Hope to see you back on Monday
Indeed. I will see you all Monday for Academy. Will be streamed live from the channel, and also GT4. And I hope you enjoyed the commentary and the race as well. And we will see you next time.
Yep, it's good.